Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you guys again on my channel. Today we are making a senator top. I have a video on the senator pants. I'm going to link it in the description for this video. But today we are making the top, a senator top. And I'm going to take you guys through the easy, like very easy way to do this. Like straightforward, easy, you know how we do it guys. So the first thing I'm going to do is I just laid my fabric into four just because I want to cut like a straight line out. You get that? You might decide not to just fold like this. You can just cut it out on a straight like you want to cut 1 yard of fabric. You just cut it out straight. Yeah, that's what I just did. So I'm just folding it so I could cut easily on the table. So the length for this top I'm cutting is 32 inches. And I'm going to add 6 inches allowance to it. So I just cut out my 38 inches as you guys can see. So after cutting out my actual length, which is 32 inches, then I added 6 inches allowance, which makes it 38 inches. And I already cut it out here, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is I just want to check if the width of this folding will be enough for my chest measurement. I'm working with chest 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10, so I can see that it is more than enough. So what we are going to do now is we're just going to cut out this part, this folded part, because we want both sides to be open. So I'm just going to cut out this folded part. So after trimming out the rough edge, I just trimmed it out. The next thing I will do now is I'm just going to like mark out, okay, this is the wrong side, so I don't make the mistake, that's my wrong side. So I'm just going to like remove this piece. So I'm going to lay this properly. This is also the method I use in making my shirts. It works. The only difference is that between the making the shirt and making the senator outfit with this pattern is that for a shirt, you know, we're going to add allowance for the button and all, but for the senator we don't need that since they won't be joining at the back or the front. You get what I'm saying? So now I've laid the fabric back like this, so you guys can see I've laid it together like that. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is I'm going to make the front panel lower than the back panel by 4 inches. So I'm just going to move this front panel downward. Anyone can be front panel since it's like the same width we have there. So I'm just going to measure, make sure that one is shorter than the other by 4 inches. So 4 inches on both sides. So 4 inches on this side will be here. This is the one I laid lower than it. And on this other side, I'm going to be measuring 8 inches. This is like this shoulder slant. I'm just going to make that like the shoulder slant. So I'm going to connect those two lines now. So when I connect these two lines, so this is what I have, and I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to cut that out, this slant. And the slant, how do I get it? I got 4 inches here and I did 8 inches here. So I just picked one random one because any of it can be front, any of it can be back. They have the same width and length. If it were shirts, one part will have buttonholes and button, so you know that's the front, and that's where it should be lower. It's the front that will be lower than the back. So I'm just going to cut this out. So after cutting it out, guys, this is what I have. This is my front and my back piece, and I already made my slants here. As you guys can see, you can see that one is already shorter than the other. Why? Because you know we made one 4 inches shorter while we were cutting. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're just going to bring the shorter one up like this. Okay, so when after putting it on top, you know this shorter one is the front and this longer one is the back, right? So what we're going to do now is we're just going to bend the back one, which is longer, towards the. So we are just going to bend the back, which is longer, to meet the front, like we're covering the shoulder part. You know, we join the shoulder, so let's just assume we are covering both by half inch. So let's just assume that that's our shoulder joining. So you can go ahead to like press this place neatly, so you can have the proper, so it doesn't like, so just give it like a proper press here if you want to. Then I'm going to take 9 inches measurements downward here. So I'm going to take 9 inches downward. This is my 9 inches, and I'm going to, on the 9, let me first rule out my 9 inches. Okay, this is going to affect my camera, so I'm just going to manage it for now. This is my 9 inches. Then on my 9 inches, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is what? 17 divided by 3 is 8.5 plus half inch swing the allowance, that's 9 inches. So my 9 inches, I'm just going to chalk it out, and I'm going to trace it upward, so we have like a straight line. This is my 9 inches here. So the next thing I want to do now, is this clear enough? Okay, I guess. The next thing I want to do now is I'm going to take my, okay, I'm going to be taking my chest measurement. What is my chest? 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches, and I'm going to be adding 1.5 sewing allowance. So this is 11.5. I'm going to measure 10 inches upward. This 10 inches is for the folding in. I'm going to press in 2 inches allowance. You know, I added 6 inches to my measurement initially. That 6 inches is for the shoulder allowance that I cut out. The 4 and 8 inches, that 4 inches I cut out, I removed, is like the 4. So 6 minus 4 is 2, and I'm bending it in with 2 inches. So that gives us the actual 32 inches length that we're going to use. Do you get that, guys? If you don't get, please ask me anything in the comment section. I'm going to respond to it. So this, I measured 10 inches upward, and this 10 inches is for the side opening. You know, we kind of like have a side opening in our senator wear. So the side opening, you're going to press it in from here, so it's going to stop here, and we're going to fold it in. So at the end of the day, we'll be having like 8 inches open. So I'm going to bring the 11.5 inches plus allowance I have there. I'm going to bring it here, and I'm going to rule it out like this. So this is it. I'm sorry, this is like a mistake. I'm sorry about that. So this is my 11.5 inches, and I'm going to add about 1 inch extra here. So this down part will be 12.5 from the 10, from where I marked 10 inches upward. It will be 12.5. So the reason why it is 12.5 because I'm going to be folding this place in, so I need extra allowance to do that. Do you get that, guys? So I'm just going to like, so this is what we have. This is what we have, guys. I'm going to zoom it now for you guys to see it like properly. Okay, all right, so this is what we have, guys. So I can decide to, like, sometimes this person I'm working with, his measurements didn't send me any measurements per se. I was only sent picture to make a kaftan for him, and they already got one of the kaftan and they said it looked okay on him. So I'm just replicating the measurements I used for the first one for his other outfit. So that's why I can't remove in the waist or whatever. Or you may just decide to, like, remove 1 inches in the waist and just join it, connect it like that. But I'm not going to do that for this because I don't want any complaint on this clothes, because I did not take any measurements. I wasn't sent any measurements, so I just used I was only sent picture to work with. So the next thing I want to do now is to draw my armhole cuff. And this is my armhole cuff here. Alright guys, can you see that? So the next thing to do now is I'm going to, like, be doing something to my front armhole cuff, and I'm going to measuring my front. This is where my front is starting from inside the clothes. This is 8 inches, or let's say 7.5. So I'm going to be dividing it by 2, that's 3/3, and I'm going to be taking 1/2 inches inward from that point. I'm going to connect it to my armhole, and I'm also going to connect it to my shoulder like that. So this other pattern will be for the front only, but this one will be for the back. The front, you have to pack it well so it doesn't have this sort of like extra fabric that is always on fold around the armpit. That's the essence of this 1/2 inches I'm removing inside. So the next thing we want to cut now is our neck. So I use basically 2.5 inches width, 2.5 inches width by 2.5 inches width by 4 inches for my neck. His round neck, I guess from his picture, I guess this was 16, but it worked well for the first fabric they brought, so that was why they brought these other ones. So I'm just going to work with this 16. I'm going to keep working with this 16 for him because it worked well on the first one, and I'm just going to, like, make a curve around here for the neck. So this is what I have, guys. Oh god, I've not been, oh my god, I'm so sorry for that. So I did 2.5 width by 4 inches length. Can you see that, guys, for the neck? Then I just drew my cuff and cuff like this. Then I can measure my round to see what my neck would be. So this is 8.5 inches, and I said his neck is 16, so we can have the 1/2 inch for this sewing allowance at the neck region. So this is all we have for the pattern, and I'm just going ahead to cut this out, and we are going straight to stitch. So this is what we have, guys. This is the neck, this is the armhole, and this is our body. So this is what we have after cutting it out. This is our armhole, this is the down part, and this is it. Do not forget that we marked 2 for this, and we're just going to do like this and reshape the one for our front. Like this. So we are going to reshape it. So this is our front and this is our back, and the back is the one we are folding on top of the front. So this is what we have, guys. So for the sleeve, I already have the sleeve pattern, which I already drafted out like a day before. If you want to see how I draft out the pattern for my sleeve, I'm going to make a video of how I draft pattern for my sleeve, and I'm going to upload that. So if you'd like to watch, then you can check out for the video. So thank you guys for watching.